So, can you hear me right now?
Welcome, and your host, Ism, is me. Hey! Welcome to the Aboriginal Women's Wednesday with your host, Ism, is me. Unmute yourself, Ism, and say hi to everybody. Hey, sis, how you doing? How you doing? Check your
What up,
microphone. Make
y'all?
sure. Yeah, you sound great. You sound great. All right, sis. Welcome,
I'm
welcome everybody to the
busy.
Aboriginal Woman's Wednesday with your host, Ism is me. Ah.
What up, though? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Um, Thank you for joining me. Peace to the chat. Peace to the gods and goddesses. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about female aggression tonight. I wanted to kind of stay in the space that we were in on last week when we were having our open discussion and just talk a little bit about female aggression and what it looks like, where it stems from. Is there really a such thing as female aggression? I feel like last week we experienced an emotional experience of what female aggression potentially can be. And so I just want to go a little bit into like, and just what it stems from. Can it be that it's self-hatred involved in the female aggression that we feel? Are we hating self, and that's why we have so much aggression towards other women? Or is it still in the realm of self? Is it that ideal of self or that idealized self-image that we have of ourselves that we feel like no one else sees us that way? And we're afraid of that. That we have an ideal of self and the way that we see ourselves, no one else sees us that way, right? Because we do understand that it's an ideal. It's pretty much an ideal that exists inside of our minds. So we create this environment, we create this alienation from ourselves because we're afraid that people don't see us the way that we feel that they should. And so that makes us become aggressive towards one another, right? So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, get into what that looks like. So when we talk about self-hatred, I feel like the self-hatred and the ideal of self kind of goes hand in hand. So let's talk about what that means. So we have an ideal of self. So I think people get confused the differences between what an ideal is and what an idea is. So if you look at this definition of ideal from early 15th century, it says pertaining to an archetype or model, from Latin idealist, existing in idea. So existing in idea. So if your ideal is pretty much what your thought is, your ideal of yourself exists in your mind only, not in others. So we can't be upset if people don't see us how we see ourselves. Because that removes us from the reality of who we are. And so when we don't know who we are, if we can't self-identify, then we're angry, we're mad at ourselves though, but we take it out on one another. And it's just really simple. It's just a very, very simple thing. So when you think about being okay with accepting the ideal of your self-identity, or the fact that we have identity issues, but it has nothing to do with anybody else. It has nothing to do with what society puts on us about the person that we should be opposed to the person that we want to be. It just makes sense to me. I just want to go back to my list though. And more about the environment. So I'm a firm believer in that everything starts at home. And a lot of how we see ourselves stem from our childhood. It stems from how we were brought up, um, how things were in our household, whether or not we were allowed to express ourselves and be individuals. So everything starts at home, and that creates your environment. Because the environment you grew up in most times is the environment that you tend to stay in and continue to grow in. Peace to the chat, peace to the chat, peace Copper Color Goddess, peace Libra Sun in the building, peace to Big Dog Philly OG, Sagittarius Jones, peace out to Brian, Flat Power God. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I appreciate you so much. So, alienation from self, what does that look like? How do you alienate yourself from yourself? How do you remove yourself from yourself? If you're not tapping into yourself and just knowing yourself, it's pretty. Okay. Let's talk about alienation again and talk about how that brings you to fear when you alienate yourself. How it brings you to fear when you're alienating yourself from yourself. And it brings you back to that fear that you have. And I call it clout. The clout we chase for, the clout that we chase for because we have this image of ourselves. We have this whole comfortability that we've created surrounding that. And again, when we are afraid that people are not seeing us that way, we show aggression. Um, so this is called female aggression. Actually, a term that's used. Aggression is everywhere. It's not just a label of whether it's male or female. Um, it's not just females having aggression against other females, but this is for men as well. So it's not a one-sided so the label of gender should be placed on in the first place. It should just be aggression because we all are showing each other aggression for the same reasons. There's no difference between female or male when it comes to it. We're all in this struggle, this uphill battle to achieve perfection, to be better than one another, to be bigger than one another, to stomp out the little one. And because of that, there's aggression. And we're so far from things big and love. We're so far away from things just being like the way it should be between us as fellow human beings. I don't want to have aggression towards my sisters. I don't want to have aggression towards my brothers. I don't want to have aggression towards my people. All it does is put us in regression. We all suffering. We all suffering from what I like to believe is past life regressions. And we got an issue. We got an issue with unrequited love. We got an issue with loyalty. And we have issues with abandonment. And we regress because of it. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to live like that. I don't know about how y'all feel about it, but I don't want to hate my sister. I don't want to hate my brother. I don't want to hate anybody. I just want to live. I just want to be. That's the true freedom of it. To just love one another and just be. When we start to change our minds about how we perceive things, then things will be different. Things will be so different. But instead, we all chasing that clout, right? We're all trying to be cloutful. You feel me? You know, We are definitely cloud chasers, chasing the cloud to be perfect, to be superior to one another. When we should all just be being. Like I'd like to just open up the panel, see if I can get somebody to come up and have a discussion with me about this. If not, that's fine. Um, but I definitely like to hear some opinions.
I think it's amazing work, sis. I think you're doing amazing work right here. So kudos, sis. You on mute.
I appreciate you, Kat. Appreciate you.
Y'all don't be afraid to hit the link. Come on in here and talk to the people. Come and talk to the sis. Shout out to Juan Torres and everybody else. Hey, Duke, Copper Color Goddess. You know what I'm saying? Truth Master Dre. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. Shout out to everybody supporting Ism Is Me and the Aboriginal Women's Wednesday. This is y'all day, women. Oh, did I say this is y'all day, women? That just sounded crazy. This is y'all day, ladies, goddesses. So shout out to Ism for providing a space for y'all, man, and doing something that we didn't do. And I think this is amazing. This is amazing. Let me fall back. Shout out to Anthony L.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank y'all for joining. Shout out. Link is in the stream. Come on up on the panel. I got some sisters we can talk about this female aggression. Come on up on the panel. Let's have a discussion.
Hey, Duke. The discussion topic is about female aggression. You know, this is the Aboriginal Women's Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? So trying to get the ladies, you know what I'm saying, to come on in, you know what I'm saying? I know it's probably a busy night for people, but you know, if you get in here, you know what I'm saying, got something to say, go ahead and hit the link.
Definitely talking about female aggression, sis. Just want to talk openly about this, where it stems from. Talking about self-hatred, talking about the ideal of self that we have, that we project in our minds, not knowing that people around you can't see that ideal of self that you have that's in your mind. Figuring out if this if environment contributes to that as well, based off of everything starting at home, how you were raised, and because of these things, the fear that. What you got, Cut?
Well, I'll tell you what, and then you know, I just be I don't make excuses, but I do state the facts that I know.
Breaking up a little bit. My connection.
Okay. I think I sound all right. I'm not for sure, but we can't rule out biological warfare. We can't rule out the chemicals in the food, the products that we use, and things of that nature that contribute to everyone's temperament, you know, to say the least. But go ahead, sis. I think we got A Duke in here to talk to you. Miss Elizabeth, I see you. All right, I'm gonna get out of here and let you go.
Peace, goddess.
Greetings.
Peace.
Yes, my name is Patams Educare.
Greetings.
Okay, we want to talk about aggression,
I'm
female
sorry that I
aggression.
mispronounced your name, sis. I'm
Ah,
sorry.
no, that's okay. That's okay. I mean, I get that all the time. No, no worries. It's pronounced aduke. It
Please,
means to be pampered. I love to be pampered.
very nice to meet you, sis.
Likewise.
And we
So we
also
want to
have
so the females are talking
City
about aggression.
it's me that was having issues, but I was having a hard time hearing you, sis Aduke.
Okay, let me take you off my Bluetooth. Hold on for a moment.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Okay, that's great. So we were talking about aggression.
Yes. Female aggression.
Female
To
aggression.
be exact.
So why females are so aggressive? I just
No,
chimed
not
in.
in
So
the sense of so aggressive. Just in the matter of be aggressive towards one another. Where does that stem from?
um it could stem from a lot of things, you know. I mean, we being, I'm going to use that term, black women, so-called black women, but the originals, aboriginals, we've been through a lot. And we had to carry a whole lot on our backs, raising young men to be men, and maybe taking care of men, and then the daughters. I mean, it's a lot. So it kind of stemmed off from maybe slavery, when being raped, you know, from the from foreigners to our own family with incest. So we have a whole lot of aggressions going on, and it sometimes come out, if that makes sense. Hello.
Yes, it
It
makes
makes
sense.
perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Definitely does. Um, I apologize. It's going to be just like a little bit of a lag, sis, when I reply to you, but I do apologize. But I can hear you loud and clear. It makes perfect sense, and that is attributed to self hatred. A lot of the aggression that we've been through as a people does lead us up to that point of having towards one another. But when in reality, the aggression we have towards one another is for something that's much more deeply rooted. You feel what I'm saying? It's deeply rooted within ourselves. And I feel
Well,
like that is what helps it to turn into self hatred. You
but
understand what I'm
if it's
saying?
deep,
And I have a little bit of a different issue on, things like slavery or anything like that, attributing to it. You know what I'm
but
saying?
if we're deeply rooted into self-hatred or being so aggressive, it has to stem off from family. It has to stem off from childhood. Some type of trauma happened in our childhood life to make us to where we are. And then on top of that, we have um, the media showing us in a very, very negative light, especially the melanoid woman. She got to work 10 times hard because now she's being beat down by her own man, I mean, her own family, because of the color of her skin. So it's a whole lot of chemistry there in there that makes us so toxic. But we forgot sisterhood. We used to have sisterhood. You know, the females used to get together and we had our, our female thing. I think that's what's happening here. I think that's what Supreme Chief Holiday is trying to do, having Women's Day, having our own time to vent and get ourselves together.
Most definitely. And the thing is that what you're speaking on goes to the point of environment. Um, it goes to the point of environment because that's where that comes from. Everything starts at home, your environment. And so we're not doing these things that our ancestors did in our homes to create that infrastructure that you're speaking of. We're not going to have it. This is where the aggression comes from. We're not going to have it because it's not being taught anymore. You know what I'm saying? We don't
No,
have that structure
I
anymore. We're losing that
no,
sense
we do
of
have no,
what it is to
we
teach family, to teach our children how
we
to.
do we do have it, but it's hard to reach because some people are in different cities, states, countries, but if we can connect like Supreme Chief Holiday is doing right now, getting us together and say, hey, we need to have a Women's Day. Hey, we need to talk. Hey, we need to get out our aggression and find out why we're feeling the way we're feeling. Because we are the mothers, we are the teachers. And if we can't teach our children right, and then it's a recycle. It keeps going on and on and on like a circle until we break that circle. It's going to continue. So we have a lot of anger issues,
That's
father.
correct.
Well, a lot of it stems with
We do
father
have to break
issues.
the cycle, and that's why we do have to deal with the internal issues that we have. You feel me?
But a
So we
lot
have
of it
to. We
deals with.
definitely have to. We have to deal with it. We have to deal with.
But a
But
lot
we
of
still
it
have
has
to
to deal
deal
with
with the
father
aggression that
issues.
we have, so that we can get. Well, it has a. It has a. There's no. So here's the thing for me. I put female aggression on the board, but there's the point to make to that to draw it out to this. Um, it's no gender on this. It's not just father issue, it's mother issues. We have to stop thinking in those terms of that only men have father, or only men have mother issues, and only only women have father issues, and vice versa. It has like it's everything. It's the father issues, it's the mother issues, it's the
Okay, you know what? You're
dysfunction in the family.
absolutely
You know
right.
what
And with the mother
I can't
issue is
ignore.
we have to ask ourselves the question, why is it that when a mother has a daughter, she is jealous of her daughter? I never understood that. I never understood that concept. That why are you jealous of your daughter? You should be elevating your daughter and like, hey, I want her to be the best of me. She is you. So why? So it really, I just truly think, in my own humble opinion, it stems off from the father because we always looking for that father figure. And sometimes that father figure is not the best figure, but we be looking for that father figure, but it's been distorted. And we have to come back to what really womanhood is all about. We got to get that sisterhood back, that how we used to be when we were growing up. It hasn't been all the it wasn't like this all the way. I mean, I just think, we all got a lot to offer and we've been really hurt extremely bad. I mean, extremely bad. And if anyone going to sit here on a panel or whatever in their life and say, "Oh, that didn't happen to me," okay, maybe it happened to someone in your family, but it did happen, and we got to rectify it. And it starts with us, because they can't rise until we rise, because we are the mother of civilization. And if we can't get it together, they will never get it together. So we have to come as a group and put it all into perspective.
You this is true. This is true, sis. Um, I definitely feel you on that, but a responsibility of to go inside to figure some things out so that we can deal with this and we can move forward so that sisters can get to the point that you were at. You understand what I'm saying? We're all everybody's not there. And what you're saying is very valid. I'd like to get your viewpoint on some of this. What do you think?
Right, right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We're not there
You
because you
know
know
what it
why? There's been a lot of incest going on. Nobody's talking about that when it comes to to us females. That we've been touched when we're not supposed to be touched, and then people look at us as being like, oh, we're so promiscuous. Why are you promiscuous? Something happened in your childhood life that make you that way. So we got to go back and deal with that trauma that happened to make us the way we are right now, because we're totally out of our comfort zone. We are totally out of who we really are as the matriarch of society. So we have to get these mature elders and come into our cipher and say, hey, look, this is what's going on. How do we get through this? Because we're going through a lot of pain. And then we look at our brothers and then we're like, hey, they're not helping us. Now we got to carry the load. We got to carry the children. We got to carry you too. Oh, Lord. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And then society pushes that, oh, well, you can be your own woman. Oh, yeah, I can do it all by myself. It's a lie. You can't do it all by yourself. You weren't made to do it by yourself. Because if you could, it would be only you here. So that's why you have a help me.
Let me ask. I have to come off, but let me ask you something. So you said a lot. You said, and then we have to carry the men, and you're like, you're not there for us. So hear me when I say they need us too. They're going through the same aggression that we're going through because they've had the same experiences. Yeah, there have been times in history that it's like they didn't have our backs. So we got left behind in the feminist movement. So because they had to partner with the Caucasian woman so that they could just have the rights to do what they were doing, right? According to what feminism is based upon. You know what I'm saying? We need each other.
Well,
we have to stop. We have to get out of that mindset that wait a minute, hold on. We got to get out of that mindset that the things that we experienced were greater and harsher than what our fellow man experienced. Because everybody's experience is their experience. I'm not saying that we weren't raped. I'm not saying that we weren't molested. I'm not saying that we don't have aggression and we're mad and we hate ourselves for what we've been through. But they have the same things. Men have been raped. They've been molested. They've been abused. They've been used. The same as us. This has no gender on it. This has, and it's just it's a horrible thing that we've been labeled that way. But there's no gender on this. We are all dealing with PTSD, codependency on pain and trauma. So we need each other. I don't feel like it's, as a woman, I'm supposed to be like, well, the struggle and the burden is on me because I got to carry the man too. Because guess what? I'm not carrying a man. There's no man that I know in my life right now that I'm carrying.
Well,
I have.
I totally hear you. I truly do. But it stems off from home, and then when the home is broken, because that's what the society did. They came into your home because back in the day, yes, we used to have family. We had the mother and the father in the home. Now the father's pushed out of the home, and then the mother is left to raise. I can't teach a man how to be a man. I can teach a woman how to be a woman, but I can't teach a man how to be a man. I can't.
I feel you on that, sis. Welcome to the panel. Who we got to the panel, Cut?
That looks like copper color goddesses in the house with a touch. Okay, she may have just fell off on accident. Please, sis, come on back in whenever you can. That looks like copper color goddess is in the house with a tongue. It's like
peace to the gods, peace to the gods, and the goddesses.
Peace.
You got a little bit of feedback. I hear a little bit of feedback. Somebody might need to turn it.
It looks like copper color goddess is in the house with a tongue. It's like
peace to the gods.
Yes,
peace to the gods.
yes, sis, you gotta turn down what you're listening to us on that device. You gotta turn that one off. Yes, sis, you gotta turn down what you're listening to us on that device. You gotta turn that one off. Yeah, that's you, copper colored goddess. You got to turn off what you're listening to us on and just kind of listen to us on your phone live if you can.
I don't have anything on.
How are you doing, though, sis?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
You doing great. You got to turn off what you're listening to us on. Just kind of listen to us.
I'm well. How are you, sis?
Got you. Okay. I'm good. How is everybody?
Peace.
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Just enjoying the chat, listening to y'all, and I like the topic, so let's get it.
Okay. Well, you as you heard, we were discussing the female about where it comes from and our environment, how we're raised. It starts at home. It starts with family. You know, if we're still teaching our children how to do things and to carry on the infrastructure that we were used to, just everything starts at home with that. What are your thoughts on female aggression?
Yes, I believe it does. It does start at home, you know, so I don't have no argument. I agree.
Peace.
When it comes to self-hatred and things of that nature, do you see that a lot? Peace, goddess, peace.
Yes, I do. I see it at home. I see it, you know, amongst ourselves. So, you know.
The topic of aggression is a stereotype, and we feed into it. And most people emulate the God they serve in a predominantly Judeo-Christian so-called country. Their God is a jealous God. So we have to contend with the spirit of competition. And one of the first stories ever told about woman is a story about Eve, who was beguiled, and now the entire world suffers everything that has happened till now because of her. And under the patriarchy system, it requires domination of the female, and then those that are dominate try to dominate or will dominate. Like hurt people, dominated people attempt to dominate. But at this point, it's a choice. It is a choice. And behaving badly has been glorified. Being a bitch has been glorified. Talking down to others, disparaging others,
that's hip and that's cool and people want to emulate that. It's an entire system that has been constructed and we participate in it. And unfortunately, more times than not, it begins at home. It begins at home because that's what this system is. It feeds on women and children, right? They're here to be dominated. And nobody's going to be happy like that. And so unhappy people are going to be aggressive. You know, they've been man accured. I've heard grown women say that men made me this way. For real though? A man made you. And unfortunately, because bad people, women, men, they take their past experiences and then they impose that on the new people in their lives. And it's just the domino effect. And the way I think we could break the cycle, I wanted to say is people should treat people the way they would want people to treat their own children, but people aren't good to their own children in a lot of cases. So outside of it being a choice, it's a system, and everybody ain't ready to get out of the system. People want to. It's a role, right? It's a role. It's a character, and people don't have a problem playing it. They don't have a problem displaying that behavior in front of their children. They're the role models for it. Bitch this, bitch that, bitch this. And you think about when these men
Right.
are talking to each other or chastising each other or getting on each other, everything they have to say about some foul behaving man is always feminine based. So your babies are hearing this. Your daughters are hearing, oh, that bitch nigga. Everything is feminized if it's a negative. So what are you teaching them from the time they get here? And then we wonder why? That was what I had to
Mm,
add. Thank you.
valid point, sis. Valid point. Valid point. And uh, this is still a lot to do with environment because this is happening in relationships. The environments that are being created, the children that we have are, like you said, watching these same things. I totally agree with you. This is why we have to look into self. This is why we have to first deal with the reasons why we have self hate, the reasons why we have the ideal of a self image and no one else knows, and no one else can see. But yet it causes a lot of fear. It causes a lot of extremities for us trying to reach to a level of perfection. In actuality, we're really appeasing ourselves, right? That's the struggle of it. We're trying to appease ourselves, so we're really not good for ourselves, or good enough to ourselves rather. This is the self hatred of it. This is what it looks like. This is why we have
Oh,
to heal from the inside out. I'm sorry, go ahead,
that's
sis.
I think healing is also a choice. You know, a lot of people want to carry that stuff with them. It gives them the belief system that because somebody did them wrong, now they got carte blanche. They don't want to get better. They want to perpetrate the same kind of pain and harm on others as was caused to them. See, because to go and do that work, that's work. You know, to go back and take care of those other issues or the old issues, or some people call it shadow work, whatever it is, go back to your past traumas if you have those. That's work. But it's easier to carry a chip on your shoulder. That way you get to walk around mistreating people, talking to them any old kind of way, being so utterly, disgustingly disrespectful. It's a reflection of who you are, not who you're talking to or about.
right?
But we don't know that.
Is it really easy though? But is it you said something? Is it really easy to do that? You like it's easier to carry a chip on our shoulders. And it might seem like it is, but is it really easy to do that? Like I feel like you're doing so much damage to yourself by doing that, by carrying that chip on your shoulder. Like there's a certain level of freedom in the work to be done to heal yourself. You feel me? As you
Yeah,
go
but
along, it's very rewarding and obedience and sacrifice. You know, we think we sometimes think that we're sacrificing stuff, but we're really not. The things that like we're sacrificing really don't matter at all. And what we're doing is not being obedient to our own selves to heal, do what's right, so that we can put the work in. And you realize the work is really not that bad. It feels good. We've been socially engineered to think that it does not feel good to elevate, that there is a struggle in it. You know what I'm saying? That's cognitive dissonance. You know, we have conflict in our minds about this now when it's really not. It feels so good to change your mind so that you can continue to change your life. So this social engineering has us thinking that we have to have a trauma bond. Says who? Says who when? A trauma bond for what? Why am I bounding myself to trauma? Why do I want to have a bind with that? Why do I want to be bounded to it? Why do I want to be enslaved to trauma?
because there are people who this is belief.
Why do I trauma
It's a belief. Listen, people believe
in order
that
for this shit to just be right? Like you said, what sis?
I think it's because for the most part, people actually believe
You said
the
it.
stuff they believe. They believe it. And a lot of people believe that everyone has a cross to bear. They believe that they're here to suffer. They believe that. They believe they're imperfect. They believe that. They believe they were born in sin. They believe that. That is a part of their psyche. So yes, for somebody that has gotten to the point where you can say, "Oh, changing my mind, it wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be." That's different than if you think that you were supposed to emulate the God that you serve. Most people do, whether they consciously do it. Pardon?
I'm sorry. I just allowed two people to come back in. I'm sorry. I stepped away. That's Chief Wyatt Talisa. I might have messed that up. And
Mama Chief. That's Mama Chief.
oh, that's Mama T. Shout out to Mama T.
Hey,
And
y'all.
UK is back. So, ladies, please
Peace,
continue.
listeners, peace.
No.
Yes, it's so if something has been instilled in you, right, and it becomes a part of everything that you have built your world concept around, then it requires suffering. It requires pain. You're in a wicked world. The devil's making you do it. You have no power. You're addicted. You're sick. You're weak. Everything that you're ever taught is negative.
But stop. How y'all doing? I've been sitting back listening at y'all for a few weeks, I guess. I appreciate y'all so much. I just wanted to jump in and because the things that we've been told is not what we need to hold on to, right? Right? We all know that, right? And I came in and said, let's build on that.
This is true.
Let's build on it. Let's build on what we got. Because what has happened has happened. But what's going to continue to happen is what we make happen, and we're in control now. We have the power now. We are standing on truth and righteousness now. irregardless to all the lies that's been told, irregardless to all the everything that has been wrote. We know about it, right? So now what we gonna do? We're gonna rewrite history. We're gonna retell it. We're gonna redo it. We're gonna walk in our truth, and we're gonna make it right. I'm 65 and I ain't through. So what I tell y'all, babies, because y'all hear y'all got to fight to do this, and I want to sit down. So I'm gonna help y'all, push y'all. Y'all need me. I'm here. I don't know any of y'all, but I would love to. I've been here a long time, and I've been working on this. So whatever y'all want to do, tell Mama Chief. Tell Mama Chief.
Peace and thank you, sis. Thank you.
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Thank you so much. I received
Peace,
that.
Mama
I
Chief.
received that
I greatly
wholeheartedly with
appreciate
all my
you.
heart.
Peace, Mama Chief. I greatly appreciate you. But
Peace, love.
the
Peace,
Black
love.
woman is definitely in need of some healing.
Yeah, we got
Definitely
to first
in need
remember we
for
ain't black.
some.
We got to first remember we ain't black. Because every time we say we black, we
I'm
kind of
sorry. I'm using
That's all right.
I'm
It's all right.
using
We
a
gonna get there.
misnomer.
We
I'm
ain't gonna
using a
never do it.
misnomer.
But don't do it from this day forward, baby. We got to walk in it. I mean, we got
Okay,
to.
I'm sorry. That's a misnomer. So-called Black people, for those who are watching, but the Aborigines.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry, baby. We learning. I didn't mean
Of course. But I have to speak. But I have to speak to those who always use that so-called term Black, because that's they still in it.
They better get right. 2023.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm scared of niggas that still doing Christmas holidays, still talking about they black and wearing black. I'm through. Okay, it's about us getting in place with. Listen, we got too much to do.
All right. Yes, we do, ma'am. Yes,
but
we do. We need to start with the female, because the female is the mother of civilization. And if we can't get it together, then we are doomed. So we need to talk to the matriarch. And Chief, you are the matriarch.
I'll work with y'all, baby. I'll work with y'all. And Chief Holiday.
Ladies, listen, our brothers need us. They can't do it without us. And we need to be their backbones. And we need to get it together. And we need to speak to our matriarch, our elders, and get advice in trying to get through this, because we've been through a lot. And sometimes trauma happens in the womb. That triggers from way back. And then you're wondering, why am I feeling this? I didn't go through this. But that seed, that blood, that trauma went through you. So we got a lot to do. I'm a vessel like anyone else, and I'm not an elder, but I will listen to the elders, because
you are an elder. We all, y'all are old souls. Don't never think that, baby, because you teach me. I listen to y'all, and I hear your voice, and I hear what you're saying. I don't know any of your names, but you know what you're talking, and you know what you're feeling. And right now you're feeling the move of the earth, that we got to do something, I mean, look at the babies,
Well, we do. If Big Mama can't move this, we're in trouble. Mama Bear needs to step up, because we are in a hell of a mess. We are in a hell of a mess. The men can't get it together. They're in the whirlwind, and we too busy shaking our tail feathers. We can't get it together. I mean, we're in the mess. This beast has came in and turned us upside down, inside out. We don't have family anymore.
Can
The
somebody in
structure
the
is
chat room?
mother, father, and child. We
Can
lost that.
somebody? Can somebody in the chat room give a thumbs up for the sister with the elder in her? That's elder talking right there. That's real
Well, I'm a
elder
Southern
wisdom.
Belle. I was raised by the elders. We didn't play
That's
that.
that's that elder wisdom.
We got to get back. I mean, I mean, in my home, look, I cook a home meal. My mother used to think that, oh, my father used to say, get that child in the kitchen, let her cook. And I was too busy, being a tomboy. I mean, not that I wasn't, watching her. I did watch her, but I became a best cook. I cook in my home. I'm a medicine woman. My grandmother was a medicine woman. They call her roots woman, a medicine woman. She was a Cherokee. She was Geechee. I mean, white folks, they didn't even want to go to their own doctor. They would say, go get Maddie, which is my grandma. Go get Maddie. She would come down the road with her little medicine bag, homemade stuff. I make this for my family. They never been sick. I make it for the family.
That's tribal. That's what we need. See, that's what we need. You're
But
doing it. You're doing it. But we got to
because I was
incorporate
raised
it.
in the South. I was raised on a farm, South Carolina. Some people make fun of me because of my Southern accent, and they, oh, but you know what? It's all good. But I live good. I go to the farm, kill my meat because I know where it comes from, and I know how I killed it myself. I raised my
That's the
vegetables
life,
and
though,
everything.
sis. That's the life. That's the life that I want.
Well, that's the life that we lost because we lost family. The beast has made us so lost. We don't know who we are anymore. And then I feel bad because the women are crying, and I'm speaking of the melanoid. I'm talking about the dark melanoid woman. They made her to be so hateful that they made her look that she's not beautiful, and she's the most beautiful woman. And I tell them, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, honey. Don't get it twisted. They got you twisted. They thinking, don't get it, but they have made us to believe that way. And then I see these men, how
They
they
have
treat
even
women.
that. But even that, what you just said, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, that was them blacker damn Moors coming in with that black shit. See, because all of us weren't black, because I ain't got all them black motherfuckers. Oh, wait.
I know. It's just
I'm
no.
finna get
It's the thing.
offline right now, because I didn't mean to do that, y'all. Excuse me, bye. I love y'all. Y'all
It's a
call
figure of
me.
speech. No, it's a figure of speech.
Girl, no, I'm telling you, tricks,
No,
tricks of the
it's the figure.
kids.
No, it's a figure of speech. I mean, it's not like I don't know. Sometimes the words is just so, but when you're talking to your people, you have to use certain type of terminology because you're not only speaking to certain type of people, you're speaking to a whole diverse audience. And then you have to talk to them into the way that they understand. So we may use a different terminology, but they maybe understand it as
I
being black.
understand, but they got to be learned, and we can't just keep. This is what's been happening for the last 100 and some years, when niggas think it's been 400 and 500 years. You know what I'm saying? Things got to be corrected, and if you're gonna do things, I come with correctness. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the one to sit here and baby nobody, because that's why we're in the problem we're in now, for titty tatting and acting like it ain't here. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, I'm gonna shut my mouth, because this is not my show. So I love y'all, and
Love you too. And
I
I'm
just
gonna get
want
off.
to
I'm gonna get off the piano too. Thank you so
I just
much.
want to let everybody know I love them and I appreciate what y'all doing.
Likewise.
Peace. I believe. Oh, wow. Ism is me is having technical difficulties. Hit hit the link. Join the panel. Is DJ Cutback in the house?
Peace. I'm back. Hey, it happens, right? Shit fuck happened.
Oh, I'm so happy that you have returned.
Hey, what happened? What happened?
Oh my
I have
God.
returned.
Everybody left.
What
I have
happened,
returned.
sis?
I had some technical difficulties and I was trying to get in, and but it happens. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh snap! I'm so
Good.
sorry. I stepped away, and I just
We
came
were
back.
having it was a great conversation happening between Mama Chief and the Duque, and I just want to say shout out to Mama Chief
That's
Shout
right.
out to Aduke. I
That's
appreciate you,
right.
ladies. I appreciate you goddesses for joining the panel
That's
and
right.
sharing with me your souls on your perspective on how this thing should be. And Mama Chief, I take you up on your offer. I embrace
Hmm.
and receive and accept that offer
That's right.
most graciously, like humbly. Like, thank you so much for that offer. It is time for us to do what it is that we need to do to move forward. Most definitely, use what we have and be in the know. Be in the know of what's actually going on between us, man, woman. We are in this together. I hate that term, battle of the sexes. I hate that shit. It burns my soul.
You you know
That's
the word,
self-destruction.
Yeah.
sis. You know the word that I mean, it's the same thing, but it's the new popular term meaning the same thing. Divesting.
Really? Divesting.
That's the new term.
That's the new term? Wow. So they
Divesting.
want to get fancy with it and make it sound all eloquent and shit. This toxicity wrapped in a bow. Fuck that. No.
Yeah, like stocks, bonds, and shit.
No. Diversity my ass. Yeah, okay. Let's look at marriage as a business. Because that's what it is. Okay. You get a license. Okay, is that you do invest in that person, but let's not do the extreme. Let's not be an extremist in this. You
That's right.
understand? Let's not take this to the extreme. We don't need all of those legalities, and we got people out here really trying to be in marriage like they in business. And I get it. I get it. I get it. It has to be balanced. It has to be balanced. You feel me? It does. But come on now. Let's just get back to common ground. Everybody needs to heal, and we running around here blaming each other for our own shit. Holding each other responsible for our own demons. You feel me?
Ultimately, that's what it is.
Yeah. Pointing the finger of blame. This is your fault. Your fault. I'm talking, and I not just your mates. Like we even get into this whole thing of blaming our parents. Like I had a conversation with Chief, and it's very true. Like we have this thing where we blame our parents, and because I was there at some point too, but I had to realize, like, shit, they got their own shit that they was going through. It doesn't make it an excuse for dysfunction uh to be so much within your family structure, but we have to stop blaming. Well, my mama and daddy did this. This is what they showed me. So might as well do it. Because it comes to a point to where that's how we look at it. And we say it like that. Like it's okay. Like, well, I'm admitting it. Yeah,
I'll
but you
be
don't
right
have
back,
to
sis.
actually do it. You don't have to actually do it, right? You don't have to actually be like your parents. You don't have to actually be like the dysfunction that you witnessed in home. You can be different. We can get back to what true family structure is supposed to be. Just true relationship, the foundation of what love looks like. It's not just about the noun love, the emotion and the feeling. It's about the verb, not what you're feeling, but what you're doing. And you gotta love yourself first. You can't love nobody else if you don't love yourself. So I'm definitely on board with building with other sisters, goddesses, empresses, whatever we choose, whatever we choose to call ourselves. But as long as we be in the image of what we need to be and nurturing and just loving on each other. so that we can heal. We all got to heal. We all got to heal from this systemic bullshit that we live in. We got to heal from this social engineering that's turning us into to people that lack emotional intelligence, lack love, just lack common decency towards one another. Well, I'm excited to build. The panel is open, ladies. If you want to come up and talk, say how you feeling about this conversation we having tonight. I appreciate everybody for showing up. Appreciate the chat. Shout out to everybody.
I did want to ask you because I didn't get the notification. Well, it didn't notify me until you were into the show. So when I popped in, you were talking about aggression. Did I misunderstand? Were you talking about the cause of it or what?
Well, yeah, we were talking about everything about what's labeled as female aggression, and also like where does it stem from? You know what I'm saying? Does it stem from self-hatred? Does it stem from the environment which we've grown up in, our family structure, things of that nature? Does it stem from the fact that we have this ideal of self, this ideal of self that nobody else can see but us, because it's our ideal of who we are? So that creates anxiety and fear because you want people to see you how you see you, but they can't see you how you see you. So it's conflict there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that everybody has been a child. And I'm not going to say that, what happens in your childhood, doesn't affect the rest of your life, but it does not have to.
Right.
And I think if we keep that, there's more on the other side of that. If we can get past that.
I agree. We definitely have to get past it, but it's a process. It's a process. It's definitely a process, but it's something that's it's very necessary. It's needed. And we got to start somewhere. We've all had our starting points. A lot of us have had our starting points, and some of us are not there yet. But we definitely have to do it. We definitely have to get it going. Ladies, the panel is open. Come on up.
Is the link in the chat?
I believe so. Cuddy, we got the link in the chat. Did he come back?
I'm back now, and the link is coming in the chat right now. Just walk back. See, I can feel you. I can feel you.
Felt it in your bones.
Hey, I apologize for any technical difficulties to all the tribe, the goddesses and the goddesses, and the gods, you know what I'm saying? And Ism and everybody, man. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. So are you. So are you. Much love.
All right, Mama Chief is back in the building.
Peace, Mama Chief.
Hey, y'all, listen. I just jumped back in because I felt like, oh, that was rude. I just jumped off in the panel was, but I don't have no cut on me, babies, and I'm not used to just monitoring myself because I ain't let nobody. I don't participate. In other words, you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when I felt myself saying some stuff that might be, I'm not the one to come in here and do that. But I do want that work, okay? I want that work.
Most definitely. I do as well. This is
And,
all in love. I definitely do. We doing this.
and I just had to come back on and apologize for leaving you, and I didn't know that you wasn't there.
Yeah,
So,
All right. It's quite all right. It's quite all right.
she had dropped off, but I did want to ask you. You were saying something about the blackamoors. Did you learn that from your folks, from your people?
my people didn't talk about the blackamoors, but I know very much about. I know, yes, ma'am, I know a lot, but my people didn't talk about the Moors.
So
No, ma'am.
is what you know is based on what we've learned in history about them.
Yeah, I research though. I haven't learned. Ain't nobody taught me. I learned myself. So yeah, I done
Yeah,
a lot of research. Yeah, and record keeping. I do a lot
yeah.
of research. Yeah, yeah. I do genealogy, so I do a lot of papers.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
I deal with papers.
Mm.
A lot
Paper,
of people,
You
a lot of
provide
people don't want to
genealogy
deal with
services?
papers. I deal with papers.
papers. Yes.
I deal
Okay.
with papers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I love you guys, and my email. I don't.
If you can, drop it in the back chat for me. Are you able to do that?
I can put mine's on the front chat with everybody because I want this work.
Okay. Okay. Well, front chat it for me then. Front chat it. I just want to get it. I just need it. That's all.
And it's me.
It is ism is me, but you can just call me ism. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Well, I admire your Candace, how you speak. You're very well. Yeah, I like that. So I like front up people. I don't like people to hold back on what we got to do because we got to do it. We got to do it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, we do. We in this together. We got to get it done.
Yes.
We got to
So,
get it done.
Y'all have a good night, and hopefully we can meet up somewhere. I'm in Georgia. I don't know where you guys are.
What part of Georgia?
I'm in North Georgia,
North Georgia.
up past Six Flags.
Okay, like with past Six Flags, is that like Vicarilla or what is it? Vicarilla?
Actually, Rome, Dallas.
Oh, okay. No, oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, right
Oh,
in there.
wow. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So you in Georgia?
I am. I
Oh.
am.
Well, we can do that. We can really set up a meetup.
Yep.
But you're definitely not going to do it without me. I'm coming. I'm a northern girl. I know I'm a northern girle. It's okay.
Yes, we can do some middle way stuff. We can.
Yeah.
I'm driving to Georgia. I ain't
You
got
gonna come to Georgia?
to
Yeah, I ain't up there with all that stuff. They were talking about Atlanta. I'm out from all that. So,
Hey,
yeah.
I don't even mind at all. Wherever you at, it's probably gonna be okay with me. I don't have to be in Atlanta at all, but I'm coming. I'm definitely coming.
Wow,
Oh,
we
yeah.
need to make that happen.
Cool. Are your people from Georgia?
Yes, ma'am. Virginia, starting in Virginia. I got my history. It's very, very to the Americans. If I can say that.
That's right.
To the Americans, but when you go back to 1424, you're gonna come up with some all kind of stuff. Believe it.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. So I was just now in the 10th generation on one of them great grandparents. Went up to the 10th generation on them.
Wow.
It's like wow. But that's what it's about for me, is to find my record.
Yeah.
Land records, military records, pension records. I'm on all the paper, baby.
Okay.
Are you able to help people who don't know exactly what to do or how to do it to get started?
Absolutely. It's only one thing. I mean, people are charging people, but honey, I want people to do their own thing. Because if you don't do your own thing, you don't feel your power, baby. Your ancestors got to work with you.
Yeah.
The ancestors got to work with you.
That's
While
right.
you finding them, you got to feel them. You got to know what they went through. You got to know how they lived, how they died, where they moved around to, the migration story.
Right.
So yeah, I'll show anybody who wants to, get their little subscription. We can have, it's easy. It's a simple thing. Just putting in your record, you and start with your mom and dad, and it's so simple. But
Mm.
a lot of people, I don't know why don't,
Well, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier when I was saying that, is it really difficult to just not care, to have that chip on your shoulder, or like, because we think is like, or is it easy? I'm sorry, is it easy to have that chip on your shoulder, opposed to like, it feels good to elevate, it feels good to heal, it feels good to find out who you are, to tap into yourself and to be better. And knowing who you are is being better, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. It absolutely is. But it was something that was called the Stanford Prison Experiment. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that experiment was done in 1971, where they simulated putting people in prison. Yes. And simulated the people being gods, and these people literally, you saw it, yeah.
Yes, I'm very familiar.
How they've done us, make us stupid, make us want to go along to get along. That's why I don't say During the COVID, I didn't wear masks. I told these people I don't participate. I don't trust your mask. So no,
Yeah, but I'm very familiar with that experiment. Yeah. That's
crazy.
Yeah. They took on it was a lot of deep ethical issues with that experiment, because those people really took on those behaviors, and just it went all bad. It went all wrong.
But they had to be getting the people drugs or something too.
Yeah, I think they left.
What I'm saying, I didn't see that part. I didn't see that part, but when. And this is another thing. I'm glad I'm here right now, because I'm finna say something that I keep hearing people talk about this, that, and the other, about who the enemy is and who this and did this. But I ain't never heard nobody talk about the secret city in Tennessee.
I'm not even familiar with that myself. Excuse my ignorance.
The secret city in Tennessee was set up by the Russian German Jews in 1939, 1940, somewhere around in there.
Wow.
And Russia was right there. Nobody knew they were there, and they couldn't talk about it. These people, they brought in all these millions of people. And that's where they was making napalm bombs and all the bombs. Then over here in Lockheed, Georgia, they was making the fighter planes. And then over here, Minnesota, they was making all the guns. Wait. Now I'm looking at my records, and I'm looking at all these 10th Cavalries and stuff. 10th through I'm like, and they all over America.
Wow.
The war, they was all over America, took them out. And then J.P. Morgan financed them. I mean, these are things that nobody's talking about. Why they keep talking about the Moors did the more. I don't give a damn. All these, the Russians been here this long. And when I tell you, they are the doctors. They are the ones that create all the medicines that have killed my ancestors. I'm about this life, man. I tell you, I'm ready for this. I've been out of commission for 5-7 years now because I got rat poison with a hair product. Oh, and when I hear y'all talking and we wondering what's wrong with people, everybody is rat poison. Everybody who use any type of health and beauty, so-called aids, any type of cosmetic has rat poison in it.
Excuse me, did you do a show? I am familiar with you.
Yes.
And your story. Yes. I shared it with everybody I knew.
I mean,
I cleaned out. Oh my God! I had a.
I'm talking about then, baby.
Yes, because it all made sense. Of course, it all made perfect sense, and I have it written down. It's in the office, but I have it written down. The chemical.
Corn.
Say it again.
Coumarin.
Coumarin. And
Yes,
let me
it's
and
coumarin.
it also came in another. You and the young man was talking about it. It also came.
Tomahawk Tony, he wrote
Yep.
the book about it.
That's
We
what it was.
we have
Yes.
a ministry called Stop the Genocide Ministry. Listen,
Yes.
we are going after what we can't get our people to go after for themselves. Because do you know these people sell your placenta for $45,000 and you don't even know it? And your placenta is loaded with everything of you and your baby. And then this rat poison crosses the placenta.
I don't want to interrupt you, but ism, you have to do this, dedicate an entire show to that product, which
I'm
he's
most
telling
He will come
you.
on. He will come on. He will come on.
You have to, because hitting and missing. Literally, I had a what is it? You know, the garbage bag for your kitchen. I had 1.5 after I cleaned out my 3 bathrooms, full of that garbage.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's in so many products that's made for so-called our hair, it's
just us,
disgusting.
period. Listen, Mary Kay, Avon, all of these people have used this product up until today. This product was banned. That's why, if anybody knows Sanchez, he been showing this rat with the ear on his back. That rat has that ear on his back because that same rat was in the experiment that's called Mouse Utopia, where they was doing the experiment on the rats to see. They turned rats into homosexuals. They gave rats fibromyalgia. Listen, I saw the rat grow an ear on his back. These different things are in that experiment, and they was testing this coumarin. This is what they give all relatives that are on blood thinners.
Right. That's right.
That's what makes it.
Oh, you're speaking of you're saying Coumadin, the blood thinner?
Coumadin.
Yes. Okay.
And
I'm very familiar with Coumadin.
But it's in all of the beauty products, your hair stuff, your shampoo, your base. It is ridiculous.
Anything that you smell, anything got fragrance in it. It's because fragrance itself got like 200 and some different ingredients. Ain't none of that stuff for us, y'all. I mean, I've been sick and I'm still healing because it causes you to die on a cellular level.
So we're gonna definitely have to do a show dedicated to looking into that, to get that information out to ladies so that
we can heal the nation.
Know better. When you know better, you do better. Yes. I've been on a natural journey for a very long time too, like trying to eliminate products that I use on my skin, in my hair. You know, I've not used deodorant in 12 years. I'm very proud of that. Like, some people would think, like, what are you talking about? Like, no, I've not used or had to use deodorant in 12 years.
Me either. 30 for me. I mean, it's just like I was natural then. I had hair down my back. Okay. But then I went in that store and saw that pretty ball and it says natural bounce curled. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it's a challenge. It's so much. It's very so much a challenge because the systemic bullshit, the social engineering, it shows you every day what your beauty is supposed to look like, what you need to use to make it look that way.
Yeah, that's irritable.
You ain't capitalizing on being natural. They took that shit and ran with it. I said, well, hell, we can't do nothing and just be. You know, if they capitalize on looking natural, they got all this shit you can put in your hair to look natural. If it's natural, I don't need to put anything in it.
Well, it's selling to the Negro is what it was called. Right? You remember? Y'all seen that one? Selling to the Negro?
Yeah. I've seen, yeah.
And Eric Bonet, he was the one, Sigmund Freud's nephew, he was the one that started to pitch stuff to us because he recognized how, you know, we wanted the things that we wanted, you know. So, you know, but one thing, I'm not material, but it's some stuff belonging to me I'm about to get, and I'm at it. Okay. So we got work. And every day I wake up, I'm on it. So
that's awesome. That is awesome,
yeah.
Mama Keith. And like I said, we definitely gonna get into it. Peace to the panel, sis. Who we got on the panel? I can't see your name, so come on off the mic and let us know who you are.
Peace.
Oh, God. Peace.
Yeah, that's Willie Jones, man. Shout out to
How's
Willie.
everybody doing, man?
All right, Willie Jones.
Man, I feel so blessed to be 50 years old, to be on this planet for 50 years already.
Oh, I got the solar return to you, bro.
You know,
That's right.
I made it. 50 years old, and I know the truth. And what made me come on this panel is what I heard this young woman saying something about the stem, where everything comes from. You know, the stems of all this, of why we going through what we going through.
That's
and I said it yesterday. It's about the children. They've been attacking our children, and we come from that. Our parents, our grandparents come from that, being brainwashed at a young age and disconnected from your culture, your race, everything. And this is what we have right now. And now, it's all like that letter we read about the Willie Lynch syndrome and the haves and the have-nots. But y'all touched on it. It's a blessing, man, that we here to really, to be aware. I'll land my plane right there.
Absolutely.
That's so true. God, it is about our children, and that's why we got to get ourselves right, because they watching, and we are a digital world now. So everything that we do is digital, and it's being recorded in real time. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, they are all our historical archives. We didn't keep history like that before, but we keeping history like that now. And our children are watching us. They can see what we're doing in real time, and then they'll be able to go back and continue to see it. This is a legacy. This is creating a legacy of dysfunction.
Mm-hmm.
We allow for this to continue. So we gotta turn it around and rectify it right now. We can't have our babies and our babies seeing some of this shit that we're looking at on this social media platform, this use of AI. We can't allow for them to witness this shit. We can't keep going in this direction.
And what I wanted to say to brother Willie Jones was that, I started out when I was 50, just trying to gather all the information I'm doing. Well, I've been doing this for 33 years altogether, but just really knowing on this side, because they had me hooked to Africa for a minute. I can't tell no lies,
Same here.
But
same here. We ain't alone at all.
No lie. I already going to Africa,
Yeah.
Yeah, my awakening came in at 32 years old, and I've been on the journey ever since.
My awakening came at 31, but I'm talking about for it being an Indian or a Aboriginal or this land. I didn't know, but I wanted to say to you that by the time you get my age, which is 65, I declare that something gonna be moving better than it's moving for us now. It's got to, because we gotta make it happen. So this is something you came in on your 50th, and I want to say, when you get my age, bro, you ain't gonna be able to have to work as hard as I am over here still trying to do this work. See what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I should be resting, but I can't rest. I can't sit down. I can't stay asleep. I can't lay down.
And there's a remedy for that. There's a solution for all this, and I figured it out. I know the truth, but I'm just a little bit animated because certain things be jumping out, and I feel like I get played like a fool around certain people, and I'm like, you playing, this is critical right now. And I want to share, what I know. I did some research, and it's about a lot of things about default, what I went through as a child and going through those courts. And then at the end of the day, I was a child before too, and we all was a child. That's right. I wasn't protected. My mother and father was doing them, but I was protected by God. God kept me shield. Because right now, you know, if you look at me, I'm in the perfect health. I'm swelled. You know, I got 20 some inch arms. I'm in good health to my understanding, but I could be hit with a sickness anytime. You know, I understand that. But I learned everything by default, and this is critical of what's really going on to my race. And everyone's saying like when we get there, it's like we just turn into a circus or somebody come in and distract us. But I feel like what y'all was saying earlier before I got on the panel, y'all was hitting on the nails, but it seemed like we going back to sleep to something else. But I guess it's just a different time, a different place for that deep taboo conversation to come out to what the root cause to this. And who did this
to root cause to your knowledge, sir? What was it?
The root cause?
Yeah.
It came after Ronald Reagan, but before that, it was the 1864 August the 11th by John Evans. He initiated implemented what you call a proclamation. It became executive order, and that right there was to destroy my race. It's right on there. I got the document. I can source up with you right now, but I gave you the date. You can pull that up right now. You can go to
what race
August.
What race are you declaring?
I'm Negro. See, and it's so complicated because this is what they did to us. It's called identity crisis, what we in, and a lot of us has not acknowledged that yet.
Negroes are Spanish, and that's what the Moors or the real slaves was when they called themselves. You do understand that, and that they did give us that name and reclassify us that, so that we who are original Aboriginals, that we would identify as being what they were, to try and confuse us.
So I made that connection.
Right? We do understand.
Yeah, I made that connection. I made that connection.
Cool.
Yeah, I made that connection, and I understand. Far as the Negro, you know, that's a misnomer. That's not the original people. What we called ourselves is not even existence. You know, only probably like if I probably go down south, it may be someone in probably like over 100 years old probably would know, or maybe they didn't pass it down to someone, but I don't know yet what we was called before. But I know at the beginning, where these foreigners first identify us, they identify us as Aboriginal. And then right next to it said American Indian. But then they after the comma and after the period, they added Native American in there. And then I started watching these John Wayne movies when I was a kid.
You said something. I'm not to cut you off, brother, but you said something really important. You said that you were learning this all by default. And yes, I want to kind of just go back to that. Because we all are. A lot of us are. I'm learning by default. Like Mama Chief had just said, they had me on Africa for a minute. I was on Africa for a minute. Shit, I'm coming into that still a little bit was on Africa and a lot of other things. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. But the thing is that we can't get caught up on misnomers and nomenclature. You understand what I'm saying? Because you said it already. It's about the children. It's about the systemic infrastructure and design to let our children follow in the same footsteps that we've been following in for so long. The thing is that we're not running out of time. We got to get smarter at how we're approaching this. You feel me? We got to be better at what we're doing, and we got to stop griping when we coming in to constructively criticize one another on things that we need to be criticized on, because this is important. We got to do better. When you know better, you do better. We got to stop getting caught up on certain things. Like you said, it causes distraction. So we cannot be distracted. Fuck distractions. Let's go. We know the issues. We know the problems. So we got to work on it. We got to have the facts.
Yes, ma'am.
But these words are triggers for people.
Yes. Absolutely.
They're triggers. You should have. It's like you just push that button.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now what you're trying to convey is lost because they stuck on a word.
Yep.
So you want to? So the stem to your question earlier, where the stem from? You probably at the beginning, I give everybody this. You know, I believe our Creator gave everyone a brilliant mind, and we have a choice to be in that negative energy or that positive energy.
If it ain't been rat poison, if you ain't been induced to be acting like some other kind of something other another.
Yeah, I got here early. I got here early. I was one of those. I'm from LA. I'm from LA, California, and I came up in the era of the Jerry curls. I was wearing the
see, hat. You got hit with it, and your mama was already using it. See, my grandmama was using it. I see this in my generation. I got the pictures to prove it. They were permanent. You know what I'm saying? And so it goes through the placenta to the baby. A child ain't never even had to use. I remember I used to have nosebleed. I didn't know what that came from. That came from the rat poison. It's so many things that happened to us as children. It came through our mom or her mom, because this stuff travels through the placenta and they know it. So then you got bio science. They steal our whole placenta when you have your baby, and they go and sell it for $45,000 because they know what they done did and they know what's in it.
And you know why they doing it? Do you know why they doing it to us? To us specifically, to us, the original people, the Indian, the Negro, the color, or whoever want to call themselves Black, African American. There's a reason, and I came to I know it's about the land. They've been stealing land. They've been stealing land since 1864. 1850 is when they really got the law enforcement, the foot soldiers in place. Cause they couldn't do this without somebody being foot soldiers, and then they had to sell it. Then
1850 though, bro, when in the 1700s they were selling Huguenots, they were selling all kind of niggas over here and getting them land.
No, and they still doing it today. They still doing it today, but
okay.
But what I was saying is that what they did at this time, 1864, and then up to the 1900s, you seen how they destroyed so-called the Black Wall Street, right? Our businesses. So what they've been doing is destroying.
Which one? Which one?
I mean, it was more than
okay. That's all I wanted to hear.
Yeah, it was more than one Black Wall Street.
What they've been doing is creating trauma bonds. That's what they've been doing. They've been creating trauma bonds because this is what we continuously say. Look what they did in Tulsa. Look what they did to all of the banks. Tulsa. Do you want to know the reason why, or do you ever think about the reason why? Like Mama Chief said, which one? Do you ever think about why they put emphasis on Tulsa? There were these types of communities all over the country. Tulsa was not the only place who had.
So because it was in Oklahoma, but it was Oklahoma, they was trying to keep it, tied up with the,
Yeah, they try to keep it tied into what? The Indian. They tell you that Choctaw originates there in Oklahoma. You feel what I'm saying? So they're creating a trauma bond. They're creating this trauma, this fear. Yeah, you see what happened to Tulsa. Y'all don't want that to happen to you niggas again, do you? So
every year, they regurgitate this shit and put it in our.
Listen, my brother, this is why we have to armor up. We have to get our minds right to understand that that's just yet another tactic that they use to distract us, to keep us from not doing the work. It's just another thing we get caught up on. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not saying that this doesn't carry weight or precedence. It does. But if we keep harping on that, all it does is they no longer have to play mind games with us to the point to where they're doing it right in our face, because they're still doing that. Yeah, they got all of the burners going now. But we mind fuck ourselves.
So do you believe in the Adam and Eve story?
Well, I'll tell you this. We can save religion for a different show. I'm not well versed in religion.
No, I'm just saying, I was just asking what if you believed in Adam and Eve story.
Problem with it. I've always
what origin?
had a problem with it.
Yeah, cause I just woke up to that because I just realized every book I done read since from grade school is always was teaching me to think outside of America, that everything was greater outside America to me. That I'm a king, I'm a pharaoh, that I'm something but nothing here. So I'm supposed to feel like a foreigner here and feel greater if I touch down in Africa, which don't have no connection to. But that's
Well, yeah,
that's the ideology they want me to have.
that's the agenda that they push so that we can gravitate towards the out of Africa theory. But yeah, no, I'm not with any of that. I
Yeah,
know
so that's what I'm saying. Cause they got us all with the Adam and Eve story. If you still believe in the Adam and Eve story, the Adam and Eve story take place over in Africa somewhere, like over in that section. It's
why we have to show those people who are stuck on that what it is. Because here's the thing: we've been having conversations about this for years. We've been having conversations about Pan-Africans, Christians, and all of these different religions. We've been having conversations about this. It is time to show, tell, do.
Yeah.
We can't keep showing. We can't keep telling. We got to do. Show, tell, do. And when we're doing, there are going to be moments where we're going to have to pause, think, and then act, because this shit is for real. It's serious. We got to get it going. We got to leave the nomenclatures and the misnomers alone. We got to leave all of that getting caught up on blame. We got to leave all of the aggression behind.
That's facts.
We got to leave that. We got to leave that shit where it's at. Because guess what? It's not ours. It was created to distract us. So guess what? We are the creators. We are the gods and the goddesses. This is our land. It belongs to us. We know this. So we got to stop fighting each other about the approach and just do it.
I'm so yield and humble that I understand. I don't, my people jump out there. I would defend myself. I'm blessed to know how to throw these hands, and I'm blessed to just be a quick thinker on my feet. And I know that my peoples is out here sick, and I know it's a big psychosis going on with this paper genocide, and it stems from they put a law on us that targeted only us, and it's called the anti-literacy law. That anti-literacy law warped our understanding, and our overstanding.
Well, and we can definitely. I don't mean to cut you off, brother, but I'm gonna be wrapping it up in about 4 minutes. We can come back and visit that. We're gonna have much time to do this on many occasions, because what you're getting into now with that Anti-Literacy Act, it's a lot to be discussed about that. We can talk about things like the miseducation of the Negro. We can definitely talk about that on a different date. But I just want to say peace to you, brother. Peace to you, Mama Chief. Peace to you.
I'll put my email in here now.
Thank you so much. Peace to the chat. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Sir Willie Jones, for coming up here and sharing your perspective and giving us that male energy that we always need, most definitely.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
It's been a great bill. It's been a great discussion. It is always in love for me. It is always in love for me. We have to remember that it is always in love.
Appreciate you having me. Y'all have a good evening.
You too. Bless you.
Thank you.
It's definitely all about being all in love. You feel me? It's a wonderful thing that we can move towards having this type of perspective and attitude about what we need to do, and do it in love. We don't need to hold on to the shit that they taught us, to the shit that we thought was right. Because how has it been working for us? It has not been working. It ain't working at all. It ain't working at all. So again, like, share, subscribe, support 013. Don't forget, Chief is going down in the D, y'all. In my hometown, Chief is coming to 90s Knowledge Cafe on January 22nd. It is going to be a live just throw down to the ground teaching, lecture, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be pay-per-view live stream, so if you can't come to the D to see it, you'll be able to pay to view it live. It's going to be awesome. Cuddy's going to be there. Anthony L's going to be there, and it's going to be a celebration because it's the Chief's birthday too, so we want to get it in, right?
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to get it in. So again, I'm so in love with this situation. I appreciate you all. It is all in love. And until next time, peace out.
Peace.
Peace, peace, peace. Ism.
Peace, 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 peace.
Peace, peace.
Hey.